This is the electrical panel and electrical box. Most of the time you don't really need to touch anything in here. And for all the lights and fridge and water pump to work in this van, you don't need to have the inverter on. All of these buttons, except the cell phone booster in the end, all of these buttons are 12 volts connection, so they can work without the inverter to be out. There are only two situations where you need the inverter to be out. One is if you want to use the microwave, or if you want to use any of the traditional household plug to charge your laptop or fast charge your phone, stuff like that. Another scenario that you would need to turn on the inverter is if you are directly plugged into the shore power, and if you want the shore power to charge your batteries, you have to turn the inverter off. Okay, so we turn it on. You hear a long beep in the microwave here. We'll turn on in a sec. This is a good indicator that the inverter is working. Here's our battery monitor. There are 3 ways to charge this van. One is through solar panel, and you don't have to do anything about that. It just trickle charges whenever it's sunny outside. Second one is through driving the van. The DC-DC charger battery isolator will charge the van as you drive. You don't have to do anything about that either. And the third way is to directly plug into shore power. And let's show you. Here's the shore power. We'll give you a connector in the back of the van that works for this plug. Up here, these 4 buttons controls the exterior lights above the van. This button here controls the gray water tank for the sink. This button here controls the gray tank for the shower. If you need to dump it, also turn that on. As you can see, the gray tank for the sink and the shower tank, they're both below the van. Just be really conscious with your clearance, otherwise you could destroy the gray tanks. I would imagine most travelers have items in the fridge they want to keep cold. Make sure this is on the entire time you're using the fridge to keep your produce fresh. The inverter does not to be on for the fridge to work. There are several controls in the van that controls the light, this being the main one. You can turn it on and off, power button, and then it is on a dimmer. And then this is we have LED light strips around the van too, and it's well labeled. This one controls everything, and then you have light strip 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's well labeled here. You can play around with it. Back here at the back of the van, there's a small reading light at night before you go to sleep. Small charger here for your devices. This is also the control for the light if you're already laid down and you don't really want to get up all the way over there to control your light. Now let's talk about water and heating of this van. So for water to work, the water pump needs to be on. Right now, if you see the light, it is on the on position. And if you're not using it, you can turn it off if you want to, just to preserve some battery. But you can turn it on, and you should have water just coming out from here. Your shower should work as well. This small white device is connected to this drinking water jug below. We do fill it up with drinking water. If you finish that, please only fill it up with drinking water if you want to use it. So to use it, you just need to push this button. It does come off, and then dispense water. You stop it, and then when you're not using it, you can collapse it and put it away. A good way to monitor where are your water levels are through this monitor. So it depends on which one you want to see. So this one is sink. So if you want to see how full that sink is, just press that button, and then it's about one third full of that small 10-gallon gray tank. And then the one that just says gray on it, that one is for the shower. So that is empty right now. And then if you want to see your fresh water, just hold the fresh water button. It's about 1/3 full right now. Here's how to use hot water in this van. First of all, you need to turn it on. It does use propane. And then adjust it to, it shows current temperature, and you want to adjust it to whatever temperature that you desire to be. And if you're familiar with Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, you can change it just by tapping once in this back button. So I will demonstrate in Fahrenheit. So once you turn it on, you come over here, make sure the water pump is already on, and then you just want to turn it on. It's on demand, so make sure your water the leveler is adjusted all the way to the hot side, and then just let water flow. And and you can see the temperature is already coming up, and I am feeling hot water, warmer water coming out of the sink. The water has to be on for this to work because it is on demand. If you just turn the water heater on and not the water on, you will not get hot water just sitting around. To fill the water, you would hold the back piece as you're turning this piece. Then we need to turn the valves on from the inside. The water tank is located below the bench seat on the driver's side. There are two valves we need to turn on. One's the city water tank valve, and then the other one is the tank fill valve. Now the water is pretty much full. We'll go ahead and close the valve. Now let's talking about cooking. This propane cooktop also shares the same propane tank in the back. So the propane, I already left the tank on. So just like any traditional ones you would use at home, you let air go first and then you spark it. So this one is on. So this is your spark button. This is your air or propane. And right below the cooktop is the fridge. So you need to pull this handle quite hard to release this tab to open it because we don't want it to fly open, and it's a pretty tight close. So when you close it, you want to make sure you hear that click. So now it's completely closed, and then pull that really far up to release the tab. Don't break it. And then there's a small little freezer here as well. This is the heater for the van. At night, if you get cold, you don't have to leave the van running. You can use this heater. It's a diesel heater. It's directly plugged into your fuel tank using the diesel fuel from the van itself. To turn it on, it is super easy. Just tap the power button, short tap once. You will see the on button flashing. That means the heater is getting to work. It will take a few seconds for it to get started. And to turn it off, just hold this button until you see off and you can release it. It runs for another minute or so before it completely shuts down. Here's the back of the van. There are several things in here. To the very left side, there is the propane compartment. There are two latches here on the side. This is how you unlock it. And that's where your water heater and your propane cooktop shares the same unit. That's the only two things in this van use propane. And there is a gauge on here so you can see how full or empty you are. Most of the gas stations can fill this up. And if you want to, just to be safe and close it, turn it clockwise. That's how you turn it off. And then in the middle here is where we store charging cable. This piece is for the Omni, and we can actually hear the heater is working inside. To put the bed down, you just need to unhook both of the hook from the top and drop the bed. To put into bed mode, lift the bed and hook both of these to the ceiling. Okay, to put this table back, you need to align the groove here, the base, slide it in to a height that you desire. Once you get to the height that you want, you will tighten it by lifting it up, and once you this leveler don't go past it anymore, you would pull it away from it, put it down and go up again, pull it away, drop down and come up to lock again. Now it's completely secure. And to adjust this portion to make sure the table turns the way you want it to loosen it, you would go counterclockwise. Now it's really loose. And if you want the table to stay stationed, you would just go clockwise. Now it doesn't move anymore. Now to put the table top back, you just need to align the knob with the hole and simply drop it in. Now you can move it. If you want to move it with the base, just loosen this part. And if it is hitting the table, just pull it out, come back again, pull it out, move it, release it, and drop it. Now the whole table swivels. To remove it, turn it into a bed, remove the top first. And there are two pieces for this to come as part of the bed. Now, second part, we will lock this so it doesn't swing crazy. And to unlock this will be the same way. To loosen it, we'll push it down and then pull it out again, lift it, release it, turn it down again. Now it's loose to remove. You can use this outdoor table if the weather is nice. And we do have a holder in there. So you would lift it, find the attachment hole. Now you have a very stable outdoor table. We always include a portable toilet in your rental. This particular one is super easy to use. So this is brand new right now. So this is how you clean it. You can take the whole thing out, take the bag out, and take the bucket out to clean it as well. I include extra bags in here, this little small bin. And there's a Ziploc bag. So there are two things in here, the portable toilet bags, and then on the other side, there is the moisture absorbent sheets. So you can put a sheet inside of the toilet bowl. So your human waste isn't moving around when you're driving the van. We expect you to completely clean this unit before you return the van. We do another round of cleaning when we get it back, but it should be fairly clean and dumped and washed. Don't leave any human waste in the van, please. The passenger seat is a swivel seat. On how to operate a swivel seat, we have a separate video on our website. To expand the awning, we include this pole in the back of the van. We just attach it to the hole on the left and turn it clockwise. Then we'll expand the leg. Expand the leg to keep it stable. Remember to not use the awning when it's really windy out. The speaker's remote control is located inside of this cabinet, and the speaker is in the back of the van on top of the ceiling, and the subwoofer is below the seat. Once you turn it on, you'll be able to follow your regular Bluetooth speaker connection process. And remember, for the speaker to work, the inverter has to be on. The name of this soundbar is called the Signa S2. Now we're connected.
My heart's beating faster, I know.